Other news tonight, Governor Inouye Ahaya appoints new aides to boost governance and grassroots engagement. The state government collaborates with UNICEF to curb misuse, abuse and theft of ready-to-use therapeutic food and other nutrition commodities in the state. And Gombe Head of Service stresses discipline and efficiency in the public service. A very good evening and welcome to the news. My name is Comfort Mukulali. Now the news. The Gombe State Governor, Muhammadu Inouye Ahaya, has approved the appointment of several special advisors and senior special assistants as part of efforts to strengthen governance and expand political and community engagement across the state. According to a press statement from the Director General, Press Affairs Government House, Ismail Obamisili, the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Ibrahim Abakar Jodi, who announced the appointment, said the move is aimed at enhancing coordination, political mobilization, youth inclusion, and grassroots outreach in line with the administration's commitment to inclusive governance. Those appointed as special advisors are Alhaji A. Amadou on legislative matters and Daniel Timothy Urak on political matters. Appointed as senior special assistant 1 include Musa Hassan Wali on political matters and Kau Mohammed Basu on youth engagement. Others appointed as senior special assistant 2 include Abdul Hamid Issa Saidu, Husseini Suleiman Kumbi, Alhaji Ali Kachalla, Ishaq Zakari, Alhaji Shehu Saadu, Alhaji Kauzitu, Alhaji Abakar Al-Ladi, Yusuf Umar Tekbi, Abdullahi Masad, Haji Fatih Jidda, Alhaji Ali Samaila, Zafin Nema, and Comrade Ayub Hassan with portfolios covering political, community, and women engagement. Appointments take immediate effect. Governor Inouye Ahaya urged the new appointees to discharge their duties with loyalty, integrity, and dedication to the continued progress and development of Gombe State. The Gombe State government, in collaboration with the UNICEF Field Office Bauchi, has set in motion a measure to curb the misuse, abuse, and theft of ready-to-use therapeutic food, roofed, and other nutrition commodities in the state. The key measures is the inauguration of a 19-member task force committee, which took place at the conference hall of the State Deputy Governor's Office. Correspondent Abigail Kolo reports.
Inaugurating the task force, the State Deputy Governor, Dr. Manasseh Daniel Jattel, said that the present administration places priority to health after security, lamenting that despite the successes recorded in the sector, malnutrition remains a challenge, particularly in the state and the Northeast region. He charged members of the task force to uphold transparency and accountability in the discharge of their roles by ensuring effective distribution of life-saving nutrition supplies across the state. The Deputy Governor noted the devastating effect of malnutrition, which include underweight, stunted growth, and other developmental challenges among children, and highlighted the various measures taken by the state government to reduce malnutrition in the state, including the launch of the Gombe State Food and Nutrition Policy and Multi-Sectoral Plan of Action from 2023 to 2027, which aligns with the Sustainable Development Goals and the agricultural policy of the federal government. Other interventions highlighted by the Deputy Governor include the payment of counterpart funds for the procurement of RUTF for severe acute malnutrition, the establishment of community-based management of acute malnutrition CMAM centers in 6 local government areas, and the production of garin inua, among many other interventions.
They are all local government chairmen, traditional rulers who are brought together, and it was emphasized to them. So when you made the statement that His Royal Highness, already Gombe is doing that. We have long time noticed that health cannot be left to medical personnel. Our traditional rulers, our religious leaders, our community leaders, civil society are all involved in health.
He directed the committee to co-opt at least 1 woman from each of the 3 senatorial districts of the state to ensure gender sensitivity and inclusiveness. He emphasized that the committee's terms of reference include monthly monitoring visits to health facilities and storage sites, investigations of diversion cases, enforcement of accountability guidelines, collaboration with security agencies and development partners, risk mapping of RUTF supply chains, deployment of tracking tools such as barcode scanning and digital reporting applications, public sensitization campaigns, and monitoring of black market sales. Earlier in her speech, The chief of UNICEF's field office, Bauchi, Dr. Nuzat Rafiq, applauded Gombe state government's effort on taking the lead in health initiatives and interventions, revealing that Gombe is the first state in the Northeast to set up such a task force, and expressed hope that other states will emulate the initiative. Dr. Rafiq stressed that UNICEF and the Gombe state governments are making huge investments to improve child nutrition, emphasizing that access to proper nutrition is a right of every child.
Millions of US dollars and billions of naira that has already also been contributed by the state government for the Child Nutrition Fund. UNICEF bring these supplies together with the money from the government and money from UNICEF under CNF to make these therapeutic foods available for the children in Gombe. This is not food. This is like a medicine. And the medicine need to reach the child who need it.
Dr. Rafiq re-echoed the need for governments, traditional rulers, and community leaders to establish mechanisms that identifies practices that negatively affect means of protection and survival of children suffering from severe acute malnutrition. In his acceptance speech, the chairman of the committee and commissioner for budget and economic planning, Alhaji Salisu Baba Alkali, appreciated the governor for the opportunity to serve the state in such capacity. He said members of the task force understands the magnitude of the assignment and will diligently carry out the mandate and uphold the confidence reposed in them. The task force committee, which reflects multi-sectoral approach, comprised representations from relevant ministries, departments and agencies, security operatives, development partners, civil society groups, religious organizations, traditional institutions, and the media, among others. Abigail Kolo reporting for GMC News.
The Adults and Girls Initiative for Learning Empowerment and Empowerment Agile project in Gombe State has convened a multi-stakeholder planning meeting for year 2 of its Second Chance Education component. The meeting, which brought together heads of Second Chance centers from across the 11 local government areas of the state, reviewed the performance of beneficiaries in the first year and outlined strategies for improved implementation in the new phase. Salisat Kukumo completes the report.
Speaking at the event, the Gombe State Commissioner for Education, Professor Aishatu Umar Megari, described education as the cornerstone of sustainable development in any society. Represented by the Director of Science, Technical and Vocational Education in the Ministry, Malam Aminu Shehu, the Commissioner attributed the success recorded in the first year of the program to the dedication and hard work of Ministry and Agile project staff.
In the success we have achieved, the positive result we have seen in the first year serve a strong foundation for achieving even greater success in the second year. We are confident that with our continued dedication, we will reach the desired goals and uplift more children in our state.
In her remark, the State Project Coordinator of Agile, Dr. Amina Haruna Abdul, said the planning meeting provided an opportunity to review lessons learned in year 1 and align implementation strategies toward achieving set targets. Dr. Abdul described the Second Chance Education as a lifeline and bridge for out-of-school girls and young women who are unable to complete their education for various reasons. She noted that while the first year focused on expanding access and strengthening partnership, year 2 will emphasize improved coordination, stronger monitoring mechanisms, enhanced quality delivery, and greater focus on measurable outcomes.
This planning meeting is therefore very critical. It provides us with the opportunity to review our lessons, the lessons we learned, to identify our mistakes and shortcomings in the last year.
Also speaking, the representative of the Executive Director of Wilden Care Foundation, Malan Yahaya Atiku, outlined key priorities for year 2 of the Second Chance Education component, include strengthening enrollment strategies to reach the most vulnerable girls, establishing clear operational standards for all learning centers, and introducing a structure facilitator supervision system.
Our key priorities for year 2, as we deliberate today, I encourage us to focus on 1, stronger enrollment strategies to reach the most vulnerable. 2, clear operational standards for all learning centers. Structured facilitator supervision systems. We are going to work on this.
This 120 centers is across all the 11 LGAs. So we are adding 66 to the 54 that we have.
In a remark, the Director of Adult and Non-Formal Education in the state, Malam Bapari Abubakar, commended Governor Muhammadu Inuwa Yahya for revitalizing non-formal education through the Agile project. For GMC News, Saleh Serkikumo reporting.
The head of civil service in Gombe State, Professor Muazu Shehu, has continued his familiarization tour of ministries, departments and agencies in the state. The visits covered the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development, the Ministry of Higher Education and the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development. Addressing staff during the tour, Professor Shehu said the exercise was aimed at reinforcing the importance of punctuality, discipline and dedication to duty among civil servants to enhance effective service delivery. He pointed out that the state government has made significant investments in the civil service, including the construction of modern state secretariat complex to provide a conducive working environment for employees.
The Master of Ceremony rightly mentioned, our visit here today is part of an ongoing tour of NDAs across the state to see for myself the working condition of the civil servants in the state.
The head of civil service urged workers to remain loyal, respectful and confident in carrying out their responsibilities, while assuring them of the government's commitment to sustain the reforms to boost efficiency and productivity. Professor Shehu also praised senior officers in some of the ministries for their consistent attendance and commitment, encouraging them to motivate their subordinates to uphold high standards of discipline. In their separate remarks, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Higher Education and Ahmed Saiduguli, the Director of Administration and Finance of the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development, Fatima Umar Abubakar, and the Director of Administration and Finance in the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development, Noura Mohammed Musa, reiterated their commitment to implementing government policies and strengthening discipline within their respective ministries.
I believe we will have a better working relationship with even the government itself. So it's my pleasure. You are highly welcome.
The ministry currently works under the leadership of Honorable Asma Mohammed Zanus, and it has 6 directorates, 174 staff strength. We have 11 area offices across the state in all the local governments. We have women development centers in 3 senatorial districts. So, sir, this is a brief overview of the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development.
We, however, identified challenges such as inadequate manpower and shortage of working tools and materials. The Commissioner of Information and Culture, Mijiyawa Artilde, has urged newly sworn in APC state executives to work together in unity to ensure the growth and success of the party at all levels. He made the call while speaking to our reporters shortly after the swearing-in ceremony, stressing that their new positions should be seen as a responsibility and a challenge to serve diligently and strengthen the party's structure. The Commissioner also commended Governor Muhammadu Inuwa Yahya for the distribution of food items to vulnerable residents across the 11 local government areas of the state, describing the gesture as a clear demonstration of the governor's concern for the welfare of the less privileged. Of the recent foundation laying ceremonies of the newly created local council development areas, LCDAs, Tilde described the development as a significant milestone for the electorate, noting that it reflects the administration's commitment to effective service delivery and grassroots development. 460 youths in Gombe State are receiving training in various skills under the Innovation, Development and Effectiveness in Acquisition Skills Ideas, with technical and vocational education and training initiative of the federal government with support from the World Bank. Flagging of the Cohort 2 training in Gombe, the representative of the National Coordinator of Ideas, Mrs. Isapwana Georgina, advised the trainees to maximize the opportunity given to them to acquire the skills because these are life skills that will secure their future if properly harnessed. She disclosed that 40,000 youths across the country are going to receive similar training, out of which 460 are from Gombe. The project coordinator therefore urged the trainees to count themselves lucky for being selected to benefit from the federal government's gesture.
Our national efforts to empower young Nigerians with the skills, knowledge and opportunity they need to thrive in a fast-evolving world. Through this initiative, we reaffirm our resolve to tackle unemployment, foster innovation, and promote inclusive development across our great nations. I am happy to announce that the Ideas TV initiative is currently training about 40,000 young Nigerian youths, of which 460 of them are from Gombe State here.
Earlier in a welcome address, the Ideas Project Coordinator Gombe State, Aminu Shehu, described the flag off as a significant milestone, noting that the trades chosen to train the youths align with market demands to equip the youth with entrepreneurial and employable skills. Adding that the initiative is a deliberate investment in human capital development by promoting self-reliance and reduce unemployment.
These trades have been strategically chosen to align with market demand and to equip our young people with practical, employable and entrepreneurial skills. This initiative is not just a training program, it is a deliberate investment in human capital development. It reflects our determination to reduce unemployment, promote self-reliance and stimulate local economic growth through technical and vocational education and training.
Other speakers at the event comprising the Center Manager of the Federal College of Education Technical Gombe, Dr. Abdul Ghaffar Ahmad, the Gombe Area Manager of the Industrial Training Fund, ITF, Adamu Ahmed, Principal of the Gombe State Technical College, Umar Mohamed Bello, as well as a representative of the training service providers, encourage the trainees to learn, unlearn and relearn in order to get the best from the training and secure their future. Some beneficiaries of the training said already they have acquired technical knowledge and skills in their various trades and appreciated the federal government for giving them the opportunity which they will not take for granted.
Aspect of the training. Inshallah, we are looking forward to the rest of the days or weeks that remains month for the training, for the success of this program.
And a lot of things, communication skills, how to create content, a lot of things. So I want to say a big thank to the Federal Ministry of Education, the State Ministry of Education, World Bank, everyone in collaboration to see this program bring to a lifetime, bring to a physical place. I want to say a big thank, and we are truly grateful. So I won't say much. Thank you, everyone.
In conclusion, we can be able to to reduce.
The youths will be trained in various trades, including phone repairs, fashion design, computer programming, poultry, and animal husbandry, among others. The project is being implemented through the Federal Ministry of Education. The project manager of Gombe State Agency for the Control of AIDS, Gamsaka, Haruna Mohammed Bose, has raised concern over the rising number of people living with HIV/AIDS in the state. Speaking to a correspondent in his office, Bose attributed the increase largely to the refusal of many residents to undergo voluntary HIV testing. Our correspondent Ibrahim Pantami completes the report.
He disclosed that in 2025 alone, about 1,190 new HIV cases were recorded in the state, describing the development as alarming.
This is alarming, and we are going towards epidemic control. We are in epidemic control in the state. We are now saying we have come to that equilibrium that HIV cannot be, it will be taken as a normal disease. But in this time, we want to end AIDS by 2030. And if this type of thing is coming in, new infection is increasing, death related to HIV, you see there is a gap.
Call on key stakeholders, particularly traditional rulers, religious leaders, and civil society organizations, to step up sensitization campaigns and encourage regular HIV testing, which he identified as a crucial first step in tackling the spread of the virus.
Awareness creation to the general public and to the active sales group is very vital. Because the CBOs that we are working together, they are main responsibilities to increase the awareness through our religious leaders, a traditional institution. They are the very people have people at the grassroots. And for us at the coordinating center, SACA, SACA is really doing its own mandate, because our own is just to coordinate the response.
Bose noted that although the state is currently classified as being under epidemic control due to ongoing government interventions, new infections continue to emerge, underscoring the need for renewed commitment and collective action from all segments of the society. Muhammad Ibrahim Pantami, GMC News.
And that report concludes our news, but before I go, a look at some of the stories that made headlines. You heard that the Gombe State Governor, Muhammadu Inuahia, has approved the appointment of special advisors and senior special assistants to strengthen governance and deepen political and community engagements across the state. According to a statement issued by the General of Press Affairs Government House, Ismail Obamisili, the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Ibrahim Abakar Jodi, said the appointments are aimed at improving coordination, enhancing political mobilization, promoting youth inclusion, and expanding grassroots outreach in line with the administration's inclusive governance agenda. We also brought to you a report that the Gombe State Government has collaborated with UNICEF to curb misuse, abuse, and theft of ready-to-use therapeutic food and other nutrition commodities in the state. And finally, the head of civil service in Gombe State, Professor Muaz Shehu, has continued his familiarization tour of ministries, departments, and agencies, visiting the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development, that of Higher Education, and the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development. That has been the news. Thanks for watching.